last Sunday. Um, we're gonna come to you live on the last Sunday. We're gonna talk about it. Let me get this thing set up. Got it set up. Okay, we're coming on to it live now. We're gonna do this thing. Okay, I am back now, back now, back now. I will be on for at least an hour today, live today. I hope you're doing good on this Sunday. We're coming to you live. I had to send out everything and get on board. So, people want to come on, feel free. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Chili of TLC is a MAGA, and she is in denial, but they sent the receipts. They aired her the portions out. Now, I have to pick on old Chili. Since all lives matter. I'm not gonna get into her personal life because that's irrelevant. Because it don't make no difference. Whoever you with, you still represent your uniform. But I go by her history. Her history already was about all lives matter and all this mess. See, I wouldn't probably pick on Chili as much, but she took it upon herself a long time ago to say that she stopped listening to R. Kelly back in the day because he was a perv and all that. But then it comes to find out that you support and you're donating to a man who's considered a perv. So I'm just trying to make some of this make some sense. I just want somebody to come along and say, okay, so a guy is considered the president, which is bigger than a recording artist, and you say all lives matter, but the one guy that you hold it against is an artist who's black, and the guy who you spend all your money to who's president is white, and somehow it doesn't, all rules don't apply, Chili. So I'm just trying to make some sense of it. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. You know. So, you know. But anyway, I digress. That's where we are. So Chili is in the hot seat today, and I had to talk to her because I'm like, okay, Chili, you want to say, mm-hmm, but then it doesn't matter. But then it does matter. But then it doesn't matter. I don't know. I just I'm not surprised or shocked by anything people say because they say anything. You know, I don't know. What's happening? How you doing? Thank you for coming through. Glad to have you. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you. Tell me where you're coming from, and glad you're on board. I'm doing good. I'm doing. How are you doing? Hope your weather is nice. Hello there. How you doing? Thank you for stopping through. Good, good. How was your day going? Okay, well, thank you for coming through. Sometimes it be like this in cyber where you get somebody come through, somebody will troll. I don't know. I like to think that people are going to come along and, well, okay, well, you're new. You just said bye, so I don't know. All right, thank you. Yeah. Yes, there are likes. Feel free to hit the thumbs up. Feel free to take the poll question. I was just talking about chili, but thank you. I don't mind. Okay, they're floating away left and right. They're floating away. So, thank you so much. I didn't know the machine could do that. What you mean? What games I play? I don't know what that mean in English. What that mean? If you're talking about like outside, I play basketball. Nothing really. I don't really do that on computers. I did play some Pac-Man a long time ago, but it was a long time. I really don't do games online. I really don't. I haven't been inspired. I've had conversations with people online, but games, not so much. Thank you so much. Well, I appreciate that. Welcome aboard. If you're on regular, we can, I do chats. I do have live stream shows. Thank you too. I will be back on. I will do another live stream probably on Tuesday. Tuesday and Thursday this week. I think I will do a live stream. So at least two more this week. But I'm here today for another hour. So if you want to talk, feel free. So yeah, we're doing good. Still don't see anybody's giving no views though. Hmm. See what we got so far. We will see what we're working with. Let's see. I'm just in chill mode, so I'm gonna be here till I get see what's up, and then we'll see. Mm. So we're gonna see what's up. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like I'm just looking for the conversation. I'm waiting to see somebody want to jump start. See more heads coming through. It's just a matter of when people want to come through. Hmm. We're gonna see what we're working with. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just waiting to see somebody conversing. That's all. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll see what we're working with. We're just in chill mode. Mm. Yeah, some days be just kind of like this. I don't know. It's just like we're waiting to see. Some days are slower than others. But just so you know, I'm on here for 30 more minutes. So if I don't get no buzz, I'm going to call it a day. I'll be on it for a little while. Did get 3 likes, though. I'm always amazed that, like the correspondence just kind of hit and then just get this big buzz. But it's not like that anymore. Mm, okay. We're just kind of in the chill mode. Hmm. Just waiting to see if someone comes soon. Mm. We're just in chill mode. Strange day though. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we shall be up here just talking about it. Mm-hmm. Waiting to see people come through. Waiting for some responses. When someone actually talks, I will be ready. But just so you know, half hour more. Mm-hmm. All right. We see more people coming through, but I gotta get some people come on, talk. Feel free. Mm. Mhm. Okay. Can't believe it. say I got 2 views, but nobody said nothing. That's crazy. Well, let me just drop some. All right. Okay. We're going to cut this thing like another 10, 12 more minutes, so I'll see. But y'all come through, we'll see. What's happening? I'm glad somebody came through. It's been so quiet. I didn't think nobody's going to show up. I got another half hour, so let's talk. How much time you got on? Everybody will chop it up. Glad to see you today. Okay. Let's get into some conversation. Let's see. Um, he's in my top. Okay, if all things are being fair, if all things are being fair, I have it ranked S Shay number one, Winyamba number two, Cade Cunningham number three, Jalen four, and then you can say Luke and Jokic. That's how I had to have Cade Cunningham over him because the Pistons don't have nobody. Nobody saw the Pistons as a frontline team. And I do think Jalen Brown is slept on. I wish there was an Eastern Conference MVP, but Cade Cunningham is still more impressive to me this year. No one saw the Pistons as a top dog. Shea has to be MVP because he's the champ. And he's putting up great numbers again this year and he's playing. So Uh, I have to defend Shea. He caught hate from the Joker's crew. He's catching hate from the Wimby crew. Wimby is that dude that's the next though. If they don't do it this year, I definitely think the next 3 or 4 years, 5 years, I see 2 or 3 rings easily. He's gonna be terror. So you know how Spurs and big men are. So brace yourself for that. But reference to right here, and I agree with things by Adam Silver, but still, I got to give it to Shado. You know, but that was a good response though. At least you got Jalen Brown before we had a. Well, I do think that I first of all, I think Jalen Brown is disrespected, which ain't got nothing to do with basketball. He was a Finals MVP, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Yeah, no, he got done janky by the Olympics. Grant Hill can never explain that away. The reason is that Shea gets disrespected more than Jalen Brown because he don't sell it. And if Shea show me another point guard that's been disrespected as Shea that's an MVP caliber world champion, please do. I'm waiting. They want Victor Wanyamba to be the thing because that's where the money's at. They would love to push Luca, and of course they push Jokic. Okay. Cade Cunningham to me though was no one saw the Pistons where they were. Nobody. Nobody. Oh, I know that. Plus he talks the wrong talk. He played for the right team, but he's the wrong kind of brother. I understand all that. And plus, believe me, if Jason Tatum had Jalen Brown's game, they would be putting him with Bird and ahead of Paul Pierce. He'd probably be considered the 12th or 14th greatest player ever. Forget Celtic. Because there's a difference in how they move me. Tatum doesn't move me like Jalen do. But Jalen doesn't have, he doesn't have that polish like Tatum. So it's kind of yin and yang. It's a lot of politic involved. So yeah, Jalen is the fourth in my voting, and because again, Cade Cunningham is the only person I would put over in the East. But Cade got to get his due. He got to get his due. Nobody saw the Pistons like that. Nobody. And then of course Victor's two, and I got Shea number one. That's it. No four guys I would make a case for all year long. I don't think it's a slam dunk though for you know. Oh, they do work well. They kind of underachieved though. They've been the two finals with all them Eastern Conference final games they had. They didn't. They have to win another ring or two before I really get into them because I think they've underachieved. Let's see. But Derek White, Pritchard, Hugo, that bench can score. They can, but sometimes they make life tough on themselves. Well, they have to play good on defense this year because after he choked last year against New York, he got no excuse. They better not ever pull that mess again. And I'll tell you something. If they didn't have that ring, Joe Mazzulla would have been on the hot seat for the way they choked against the Knicks. So he better bring some defense. That was embarrassing last year. I thought they were gonna repeat too. And then Tatum got injured in that meaningless play. So I was like, man, look. But I'll see what happens with them. So I hope he do. From your mouth to beyond, I hope you're right. Charlotte ain't no joke. I did a video about LaMelo Ball. Charlotte ain't no joke. I'm gonna tell you something. You know you're seeing like what Indiana and Detroit. Keep your eye on Charlotte and Atlanta next year. Keep your eye on them. Especially if they're healthy. Charlotte got a nice little squad. Charlotte might be what Orlando ain't going to be. Stay tuned. The Knicks are fools gold. We know it. They look like they might do something, but they're not. And they stuck with Mike Brown as their coach. They're gonna mess up. Oh, I think Charlotte's gonna be more dangerous of the two. I like the way Atlanta played, but Charlotte got a nice squad. They got a nice squad. Atlanta needs a couple pieces. Then I'd say watch out. But getting Kamingas is huge. Mm-hmm. Yep. You talking about Charlotte, right? Charlotte got a nice squad. They got a nice little squad. You somebody get hurt or something, you'll never know. Yes and no. Yes, because you want to have momentum. No, because if you get an injury or something, that can flip mess with you too. And also, it also depends on how you're winning. Because are you winning with a balanced game, or are you winning with smoke and mirrors? So it all depends on who the team we're talking about. Hmm. How you doing, man? What's happening? Thank you for coming through. But I'm glad you came through. I got 20 more minutes, so if you got something more to talk about, let's do it. Welcome, welcome. It is going to be Tuesday. Um, I will be on probably around this time, so look for me. Enjoy your day tomorrow. Appreciate you coming through. Peace and the best to you. And thank you as always. And good questions too. I'll be off on Tuesday. Tuesday and Thursday this week. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Same to you too. And I will be on here. Appreciate you. No, I'm not. When have I ever said anything is off limits? When have I ever said that? When have I ever backed off for whoever I champion without criticism? When? Please tell me when. As a Yankees fan, Bills fan, Heat fan, I will take the L's if they are upon me. I've never backed away from that. Even people I root for. He just doesn't have that in his DNA. That's all. That's why I find it preposterous when Mad Dog says he's a better hitter. Yeah, when he says it about Shohei Ohtani is clutch. And I love watching Shohei play. And one of those reasons because I know he gonna come and do something. So no, whatever we want to talk about, we talking about different things. Okay. Hmm. No, that's not my style. We all have some biases, but I don't have enough where I can't sit there and say that so and so. You know, I'm not gonna say nothing that's yeah, everybody I root for thinks should win a chip, but then I'm also aware that they're not. And then when the season goes on, I know it's not gonna happen. So, well, Chile just she was sending some money to Trump's to the mega, and then they documented, they aired her out, and then she's up there denying. So that's what's all with Chile. She's in denial. Now she's like, oh, got a hand in the cookie jar. Yeah. For so she went on her rant about she doesn't support PERS and all that. Then she turns around and donated money like crazy. You know, it's just tough to ain't somebody but it's got some money. Well, no, they made money. Well, see, post 99, they made money. Once they paid Pebbles off, they made money. If you're still thinking about how they were 30 years ago, then no. Yeah. That was a joke. Hmm. Yeah, they didn't make that much money off their first two records, but the last one they renegotiated. Then they had the live record, so you know it's a distribution. Can you hear me now? Give me one if you can hear me. Give me a one. Give me a one. If you can hear me, give me a one. Okay, cool. Thanks. Things slipped a little bit. Uh, yeah, they got a chance. I saw Rob Parker and a couple talking about it. I might do a video about it. I don't have a problem if they three-peat. I like stuff like that. My mind said you gotta be the champ, you gotta beat the champ. So take it from them. But anyway, all right. Got 10 more minutes before I'm going. Because I've been on for an hour. There's not a lot going on today. Thank you for coming through. And like I said, I am back on Tuesday. Dave Roberts knows how to manage. That's the thing. Dave Roberts is a heck of a manager. He fit the right gap. He had versatility. They got wheels. You know, they just got to make sure they more a bit on, than what they got to deal with. They can, you know. Uh, It's not so much about he needs to fade away. He needs help. He better be careful because they fool around and make him into like the OJ. That's what they gonna do. And they, he's one of those kind of people. The limelight be getting, it's a lot going on there. It's a lot going on. It's a lot. And I hope that he gets help. He's in a very strange place because he's not old, but his time didn't pass as far as being a dominant figure. And then there's something going on with him. So but you can't keep having these kind of situations without fatality. It's just a bad look. Yeah. So we'll see. Keep your fingers and your prayers and your thoughts with the cat, but he needs to, he probably do need it. It's one of them things that you got all this, but what you got, and it's a lot goes on. So we'll see. It's sad though, because next year marks the 30th anniversary of the Masters. And old buddy, 30 years ago, he looked like he was rewriting. He did rewrote the books, but he looked like he was just slaying records. Dexter. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I said before, don't be surprised if they try to OJ Simpson him. Where they go, "Oh, how you doing? How you doing?" Oh shucks, I remember. Hey, I'm sure you do too. Like I remember like yesterday. No bracket, cause I'm a Michigan Wolverines fan. I can't even put myself to think. First of all, if I was gonna do that stuff, I know Michigan and Duke would turn out because it's just you know. But you know, I haven't really done a proper bracket in probably about 8, 10 years. I mean, my brackets usually turn out pretty good. It's just that because I have a rooting interest, but they turn out pretty good though. I used to be a regular, then I stopped. I think I had stopped for a while after Florida had won back to back. That's when I stopped for a while, you know. But it's fine. Yeah, yeah, it's been a while. Mhm. Depends on what you into. I can't really say. The last new record that I listened to was that Bruno Mars record, which wasn't bad, but nothing. I mean, no, not really. I get little things here and there sent to me, some stuff, but nothing that I get excited about. I try to tell people, I said, look, it's not that I seen it all, been it all, but you gotta remember the artists I grew up watching who are no longer here. I mean, and those artists, that artistry was just on a different level. I do. I go through spurts If I was gonna say I was listening to anybody lately, it's probably Tom Brown, who did Funkin' for Jamaica. And Herbert Laws today, Miles Davis, Johnny Kemp, who just got paid and had the song called Just Another Love. I was listening to him a lot. But today is a quiet taste for me. That's just so. So you like Sade stuff, especially the '80s stuff, mid to late. What's going on? Well, I'm only gonna be for a couple minutes. You cats come late because I've been here for an hour. I will be back on Tuesday. I will be back on Tuesday. I listen to Coltrane. I was listening to Alice Coltrane actually. So I got a funny story about Miles Davis. I remember the first times I was. It was about 2 in the morning. The first times I had sketches of Spain, and this was Michigan. Everybody know I'm a Wolverine fan. If you follow me on here, you know it's all about Michigan. But I don't be surprised about Duke though. You know it's gonna come down to something like that. But Miles is. It depends on what your era you're listening to. He revved it up when he went into more electric. His thing went more, and then in the '70s, everything was just like boom, boom, boom. But and as far as so Michigan, but I wouldn't be surprised if Duke gets in there. Friday. I'm still taking Detroit. I think if Cade Cunningham can come back, I think the Pistons. Boston is, of course, going to be the favorite. So, but I do like the Pistons though. They feisty. Man in the West. Me too. Duke Ellington was my Duke Ellington was my first introduction to jazz. So Ellington's compositions was off the chain. I love what he came up with. I want to say OKC this year. I'd like to see if Shea can get one more, but I will say this: after this year, I expect the Spurs to run things for the next 4 or 5 years. So if they don't get it this year, I expect the next 4 or 5 after this year, because it's gonna be hard to deny him, especially if he plays like where he could go, and they keep their play up. Now, including this year, the next 4 or 5, he should be. Mm-hmm. From the time he's 25 to the time he's 30, he should be almost contender for a ring. If he ain't, then he's underachieving. I don't think that's gonna happen. Shea, Shea still deserves MVP. They still gotta do something about what they gonna do with their bench. They gotta do some flipping. Cause you can't fall off that bad losing Tyler Hasbro when you just play like that. So you gotta find some ignition. So, anyway, I'm gonna get ready to go in about 2 minutes. So the Pacers gotta decide what they're gonna do. They got some big decisions to make, you know. Even with Tyree Halliburton, you can't be no 15, 16 win team. That's embarrassing. So there's got a lot more picks than that. Okay. I did get more poll questions and I did get more likes this time, so go figure. I will be back on Tuesday. Yeah, sock them, but you still got to make a move or two. You still, I don't know, something it's something else fundamental that they're missing. Mhm. Well, turn that trip didn't mount to much. Trying to think. I hope they're tanking because if that's the case, Rick Carlisle should be fired like last October 31st. I mean, they stunk from day one. So I hope they're tanking. And no one's calling them out on it either. I have not seen anyone say, oh, the Pacers are tanking. But I'm sorry, you lose one of your key opponents in the finals, or going to the finals, what have you, or in the finals. But you had decency to best the rest of the team. But gangster. Yup. That's how I feel. Shoot. They should be fined $1 million. They'll make no sense though. They can't be this bad without soccer. They should offer him $3 million. Okay. I don't care if they rig it this year or not, because they've already rigged it last year. You know, when Cooper Flag got went to Dallas, that was the worst rig. I thought the U in the New York was egregious last year. So I don't even want to talk about it. That's just embarrassing. And Dallas is going to benefit anyway. LeBron to Cleveland. Well, see, all those are different. The Ewan one was definitely fixed. The flag one was fixed. Derrick Rose going to Chicago, but it didn't really like make them into where the hype was there. Duncan to the Spurs was mainly suspect because Dave Robinson always the bill of health. So, so all right. Okay. I'm back on Tuesday. So unless of course you follow me on these social media streets on Facebook or Instagram or something, you send me a note and you want to meet up tomorrow. But I'm back on Tuesday though. I got to put in some work on some videos. But I'm glad to see you. Appreciate you coming through. And if you're on Tuesday, let me know. Look out for me. Appreciate you. Have a good one. Thanks always for great questions and comments. And we got more coming. And check out the videos. All right, I'm out. Peace.